All right. Well, our Good Day to Las Vegas team checked in with Metro Sheriff Joe Lombardo this morning to talk about a couple of things. Actually, local crime, domestic terrorism, and also drug problems in our valley. Here's what he had to say.
So we've wrapped up 2020 and we're now well into 2021. Let's take a look back if we can. Crime in the valley last year. Broadly speaking, what did Metro see? What state is our crime rate in?
We're down 13% in overall crime numbers. That's a big deal because when you look across the nation, in particular, I'm a member of Major City Chiefs, which is the largest, 66, I believe is the number now, police agencies across the United States. And we exchange our crime information on a regular basis, and we're one of 8 jurisdictions that had a decrease in crime.
Let's change gears a little bit. Back on Christmas Day, there was an explosion in downtown Nashville. We've seen events that took place in Washington, D.C. The issue that's been brought up about domestic terrorism, extremist views that are taking a violent turn. What does Metro Police do to try and root out possible domestic terrorism threats here in Las Vegas and around Clark County?
We have all the resources available, the counterterrorism squads and the fusion center and everything else we can to be proactive and prevent an event from happening. But more than likely, we will not be aware of it unless you call us. An individual that knows another individual that might be in mental distress or made some comments intending to cause harm to the public, we need to be aware of that, and we need to follow up on the information when we're provided to it.
Well, Sheriff, as we're all battling coronavirus, there's another sort of epidemic here in the valley that we've talked about before that has to do with overdoses and the use of illegal drugs. What kind of a trend are you seeing, is the department seeing in that regard across the community as we're dealing with the pandemic and also this issue with regards to overdoses?
We've had a 1,000% increase in overdose deaths since 2015. So you can't ignore that number, right? So in particular to the overdose deaths, the significant, I guess the common factor or the significance of it is fentanyl. And that's a synthetic form of heroin / opioid that's been on the street for a few years now, and it's caused devastation across the board. It's 100 times, people tell you different levels of lethality associated with it, but it's 100 times more lethal than the street level heroin that people are usually familiar with. And you don't know what's in that chemical combination, and that's what people have been dying from.
If you have a question for Sheriff Joe Lombardo, you can submit it on our website at 8newsnow.com, and then you can find out if your question was answered by joining us every Wednesday morning.